Hello, our lovely viewers. This is Benjin TV. Welcome to our today's conversation on marriage. Stay tuned, and we promise that you won't regret watching this program. Thank you.
This is the one. Now the quality Jesco oil. Anytime I put Jesco oil inside the machine, I don't get a problem. Wallahi mama say go the wrong. No go any oil I go put on. Your engine go knock. What Jesco oil? Na original. Anywhere I go for Nigeria, go buy Jesco oil. Thank you very much.
What are the challenges married people face in their marriage, and what are their remedies?
Anyway, one thing with marriage is that every marriage is unique in its own, and with its uniqueness comes its unique problem. So, but most cases, especially this time around, the major problem most people don't have outside financial or economic related problem, because sometimes some marriages, the underground reason why there's a problem in that marriage most times is because of finance. Like most times when there's not enough to take care of the family. If on the side of maybe if the partners don't understand very well how to manage their finances very well, most times problems do come from that aspect of financial challenges. Then because we say that a hungry man is an angry man. So definitely, if you come, it requires a deeper understanding on the side of both parties. When where there's not enough finance to take care of the family needs. So most time problems do come from that aspect. Then there's also problem of trust in most families, and most times most couples won't come out openly. Then there's also problem of though most people won't really like to say it, that is emotional problem emanating from that aspect of maybe problems that has to do with sex in some families. Some find it difficult to discuss it, because most times marriage is always a union of two individuals from different backgrounds, with different perspectives, with different sexual orientations. So sometimes most people won't come out open to discuss with their couple what they really want a marriage in relation to sexual orientation, sexual activities. And sometimes they will be having problems without even trying to pin it on what is actually the problem. Then most other problems that used to come up in some marriages has so much to do with communication problem. Yes. Some people are terrible when it comes to communication. And just like we know, when it comes to communication, we have most communication is majorly about more than 60% non-verbal, while about 30-something, or let's say 40% is verbal. So which means what we don't say is more important than what we say. And most people in marriage, they don't pay attention to maybe some silent signs within the marriage. Like some women, if they need this, they won't come out open to tell the husband. They will assume that the man should know. And now the man on his own part might feel like, oh, since she doesn't want to say it, then let it be like that. And both of them might start, problem can crop up from there. So marriage has so much to do with communication. And sometimes a partner might feel that this person should do this. The other person may be ignorant of it. Probably he's not that sensitive enough to dictate those things. So it's very important that couples should understand each other very well, understand the temperament of each other, know how to connect in order to help each other, because everything about marriage is all about companionship, and companionship is all about coming together to achieve their marital aim. And to achieve that, it should be the two people involved should always work hard, each other helping the other to get better, and being committed to each other. And for this to be possible, there must be proper communication, and each one will be determined to make the other better. If the man is trying his best to make the woman better, and the woman is trying her best to make the man better, and both of them joining together to achieve whatever aim they set to achieve, it will, most of the problems that will be coming up will dissolve on its own. But just like I said earlier, every marriage has its own unique problem. But the answer to whatever unique problem in every marriage is still within that marriage. But the people involved are the people that should look closer to find the solution to their problem. If in some cases, if it becomes too difficult, they can seek for counseling. But in most cases, the answer is with them if they look closely, because it's always important. It's always important for couples to try as much as they can not to seek answers outside. The answer to every problem in a marriage is within that marriage, because what works for A in marriage can never work for B, and what worked for C cannot work for D. It has its uniqueness. Just like the individuals involved in every marriage, they are unique. So it's always important for them to look closely within the marriage. With that determination to make the marriage work, they will always find the answer to their problem within the marriage. And with that, they can always solve their problems. Because you can't really say anything can be a problem in a marriage. Anything from a very stupid something to, in fact, there's a woman that filed for a divorce because the husband always, the toothpaste, she told the husband to always start from the down bottom of the paste to press it. But the husband will go and press it at the center. And from there, they started having misunderstanding. At a point, the woman filed for divorce just for that frenzy. To another person, it's a flimsy reason. Yes. But to her, it's big enough for the marriage to end. And likewise, a whole lot of other people. There are some people that ended their marriage simply because the wife refused to answer him while he was talking. And another person would like to end the marriage because the wife answered him. So it's always, anything can be a problem. Because when you look at the uniqueness of your own marriage, you try as much as you can, because how unique the marriage is will determine how unique its problem will be. And the solution will still be unique. And the uniqueness will be buried inside that unique marriage on his own.
All right, thank you. Please, what are the things that can lead a married man or woman cheat on their spouse?
I say once it comes to married people cheating, first it has so much to do with self-control, discipline. That is number one thing. Someone that is very disciplined will always do the right thing. Then, outside being disciplined, there are a lot of people who feel they are not satisfied in their marriage. Because actually, there are people, apart from the problem of this being disciplined, on the side of that being disciplined, someone who is not disciplined can sleep with anything. Even something or someone the husband or the wife is better than. There are housewives who sleep with their gate man, who sleep with the gate man. There are housewives who sleep with the common driver that the husband is far better than. Then while also there are some men who sleep with house helps. There are some men who sleep with even ordinary groundnut sell on the street, even when the wife is far better, more beautiful and all that. So the first issue is issue of discipline, issue of self-control. There are people without self-control, and things like that are more psychological than any other thing. Once you take that one out, the next is a lot of people are not satisfied in their marriage. Still based on the same reason that some marriages are not getting what they want. There are some people that in their marriage, they are not satisfied, especially when it comes to sex in particular. So probably the husband and the wife's sexual orientation or their sexual activities, maybe one person is not finding it interesting, and he or she is now trying to maybe get satisfaction outside. That is another thing that do lead to people cheating, both the same way with the wife, the same way with
the husband.
Though in most cases we can't say which one, the percentage of which one is higher, but both men cheat, women also. And most times outside self-control problem, people with disciplinary problem, people with self-control problem, the next is a lack of satisfaction in the marriage. Now they are trying to get satisfaction outside their matrimonial home. Then another thing on the side of the men, mainly the men, most times most men have problem of ego, and some women, some wives don't know how to manage that. So sometimes there are some women that will prefer to kind of use. In fact, there are some women that doesn't know how to handle their husband very well at home, giving them the respect, because man has ego, so much ego. So anytime he feels that his self-respect is tampered on, it pushes the man easily away from home. And once he goes away from home, whoever gives him that respect will capture his attention. And most times it might be someone that is not as fantastic as the wife. So, but what he wants at that moment is someone that will massage his ego. And since some women, because some women, once they get married, they feel they've arrived, and that same woman that used to pet the man, during their courtship and all that, will simply turn around and like he won't even care, much about the man anymore. Sometimes when the woman gives birth, she will focus all the attention on the child. Now, forgetting that the man, leaving the man uncared for. Most times, most women do that unconsciously. They are all their concern are focused on the newborn baby. Now, forgetting her first baby being the husband. So most times at that point, and some men don't really know how to manage that. So some men will simply like, let me just go outside and feel happy. And from there, it starts. And probably at the end of that, the woman may not be able to win the man back. Some won't even, some women are not even conscious of that. So from there, he has gradually lost the man because she gave all the attention, not remembering again the man exists. And from there, the man can just start wandering. From there, he can maybe another person might pick him up from there, and the woman has lost him, even though they are still married. But maybe the emotional connection may not be there. So he's simply seeing the woman as the mother of his children. But that companionship, that connection, that emotional connection may no longer be there. And because most women are not really conscious of that fact that the man should also be cared for, that the man needs, that the man has emotional need, even while she's nursing a baby, and it's something they ought to discuss, and she carry the man along. At the same time, try as much as she can to strike a balance. There's always need to strike a balance, because if you get so carried away, by the time you finish nursing the baby and all that, you might discover that you've lost the man. Yes. So sometimes that is what pushes some men out. Apart from those that has self-control, problem with self-control, someone that has self-control problem, that one is on a different psychological level, because that one, once he finds himself in a compromised situation, whatever that is available, that one goes. The same way it is with the women is also the same way it is with men. But once that aspect of self-control is taken care of, the next thing that can cause it is not being satisfied in the marriage. Yes. Sometimes lack of care, lack of emotional connection with the partner, or sometimes some women will use sex to torture the man. If you don't do this, nothing for you. And if the man try and see someone that will give it to him without him begging, he will he will prefer not to beg than begging, because man has ego problem. Is natural in men.
Thank you very much. Thanks for watching our program. Please don't forget to subscribe to Benjin TV. Hit the bell button to get notification. Also drop your comments at the comment sections. Thank you.